That's right, lots of demons, vampires, werewolves and other unholy creatures await an ass-kicking in the new, badass hack-and-slash shooter Evil West. Well, a more accurate description would probably be punch and shoot though, because this is also pretty much the only thing you will be doing in this one. So just how evil is this West, and is it evil enough to actually be fun? Well, first of all, I wouldn't call it evil, it's more like badass West, because seriously, as the game starts and those two main characters are introduced, you instantly know what you are about to get. The dialogue literally goes like, "Arr, I came out of retirement because I can't live a day without kicking demon ass. Hell yeah, brother, let's punch demons in the face until they explode." The story spins around those two guys here, Edgar and Jesse, employer and ex-employer of the Rentier Institute, an organization designed to punch demons in the face and blow stuff up. Seriously, the story in games like this is just as unimportant and forgettable as the names of the characters. If it wasn't for the subtitles, I wouldn't even know them. They are not introduced until way later in the game, where you also learn that the guy you play as is actually the son of the leader of that institute.
You're a rentier!
That almost sounds like Fallout 4. Anyway, the first thing you do in this game is blowing up stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, how else would you stop a train? Why do we need to stop it? Because there is some guy we have to talk to on it. Don't think too hard about it, because next comes the punching demons in the face part. Okay, let's do this. Oh, seriously? God damn it, how am I supposed to... And I am being totally serious here, because before you get anything with bullets, you have to prove that you are the ultimate badass, and not afraid to get your hands dirty. In other words, punch demons in the face until they explode, literally. This goes on for a while. This is the type of games with a super linear gameplay where you have to eliminate everything in a small arena-like area to get to the next one. This game will introduce lots of fun punching activities, like uppercutting enemies into the air, performing air combos, or just punch rocketing them into those convenient sharp object piles, because fuck physics, we are badass. It's certainly no Devil May Cry, but the gameplay is fluid and sure has some charm to it. The game is also nice enough to indicate when an enemy is about to throw a punch from off-screen, which is a very polite gesture. The fun abruptly ends though when those mofos with halberds are introduced. They will swing at you like crazy and also have some interruptible attacks, which have to be countered with a kick. Sounds easy, but it really isn't when you fight multiple enemies at the same time, and notice that your character's punches are kinda slow. In other words, there is some commitment to your attacks and timing is crucial. This is also the moment you realize this game is actually kinda hard, and you will die a lot. Maybe it's just been a while since I played a game with decent difficulty, because dying that many times during the tutorial part is a very good indicator that I suck. But the character dies with 4 hits on normal difficulty, and let's not forget there is also a true death mode, where progress is completely deleted if you die even once. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Anyway, all this becomes way easier once you are actually able to use your guns. Why get close and risk getting gangbanged if you can just pointy shooty your way out of it? Especially once you get to the first boss. This guy will swing huge area attacks all over the place. You will swiftly realize that rolling around and shooting is way more effective than trying to punch stuff. And this is also when we get to see some human enemies. They have guns too, so your punching gauntlet and Wolverine claws will become even more forgettable. Besides, the game gives you the opportunity to shoot off different body parts, depending on where you aim. And in addition to that, there is a feature where when an enemy is about to use a special attack, you can instantly aimbot them and then do a counterattack for massive damage. We don't want it to become boring now, don't we? Let's spice it up a little bit with a little variety. Because seriously, variety is something this game desperately needs. Besides shooting and punching, there is not much to do. You never get to visit any towns with NPCs or side quests, just sometimes short breaks to visit the institute and talk to people, which can also kinda escalate quickly.
There is no way our enemy can surprise us.
You do get to upgrade your weapons every now and then, and even learn some new badass abilities though, like the ground punch with a shockwave, for example, or even more punching combos to juggle enemies in mid-air and stuff like that. So there is actually never a dull moment in this game in terms of gameplay variety. The game does its best to keep you interested and willing to continue the demonic ass-kicking. The more new abilities you unlock, the more fun and also easy the gameplay becomes, simply because you have more tricks at your disposal. But every mission and every level also narrows down to simply killing everything with a pulse. Or, as a matter of fact, without, because vampires. Of course, let's not forget picking up collectibles no one cares about, and obviously money for your upgrades in between. Until finally, in the end, a boss fight, followed by a cutscene with some witty smart-ass, excuse me, bad-ass dialogue.
Now that is how you shape an explosion.
The levels do, however, at least look fantastic. In terms of graphics and art style, this game really has nothing to complain about.
I've seen my share of tech architecture, but that's something.
Same goes for the monsters and character design. True, the monster variety is a bit lacking, and once you are around halfway through the game, you will see a lot of enemies being recycled again and again. It doesn't even help when the game starts throwing bigger and bigger packs of enemies at you, because at some points in all the violent chaos, it becomes hard to tell what is actually going on, as the screen fills with blood and guts all over. Fun as it may sound, it does get old fast, and sometimes you just want to stand there for a second and enjoy the beautiful Wild West sunset.
Mr. Rentier?
At ease, boys.
So all in all together, while Evil West is certainly a wild ride and fun to play, it ultimately feels dated and forgettable. Remember the names of the two main characters? No? Well, this is exactly how you will feel about this game in a month or two. Seriously, Evil West feels like a PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 game from the 2000s. Not really in a bad way, it is nice to remember the simpler times, but this kind of gameplay is simply not complex enough to compete with today's standards of gaming, and many will probably find it boring. This game could have been a Red Dead Redemption on badass mode, but turned out to be more like a relic from the past with modern graphics, which is in the end not enough to make a lasting impression on the gaming world of today.
Thank you all for gathering here tonight. It's rare we gather in such numbers, but I believe great progress calls for momentous celebration.